I'm 30 years old right now, and I just realized I don't have a dream. And because of my work, I work at a dead end retail job, and I've been working there for the last almost 10 years. And what am I doing, right? How did I get stuck in this job? Probably, like I said, I don't have a dream, and I just realized that. Which is why, I was going about life, you know, without any goals. I just living life like it's going with the flow, following the flow. I don't have plan, I don't have goals, I don't have dreams, like I said. That's probably why, and I just realized that after, working in my job, which is now just it's not rewarding, okay? And every day I keep waking up and I hate it more and more. And I want to quit my job, but if I quit tomorrow, and then I'm gonna be homeless. I'm not gonna be able to pay my rent, to pay my bills. There's no escape. And going back to, from the start, when you're a little kid, your parents will tell you go to a good school, go to university, and then get a good job. And now I realize that that's probably the worst blueprint out there. For a normal human being, maybe it works, but for me, for someone that doesn't have a dream in life, doesn't have a passion, that I would want to do as a job. And some people said you don't have to love your job. Maybe it's true, but for me, maybe I haven't found it. But as I am 30 years old, starting to get, a lot more. Starting to feel like I lose time. And then a lot of people say, it's not too late to start over, of course, but at least at this stage, I realize that what am I gonna do? Like, I want to quit my job. I do have, but at least right now, what I want to do is probably YouTube, and hoping that it would pay my life, hoping it would, there's something in YouTube, okay, some money. Oh, I know YouTube is a long game, but that's the only thing I could think of right now. Even though I don't have a dream, but I could picture myself doing YouTube, for a long time. But not, I don't have like a. All I want to do is just talk like this, just talk in front of a camera, and whether that's gonna be, making some money from it in the future, I don't know, but I think it is still possible, right? doing, making money off YouTube just by talking in front of the camera. At the very least, that is something that I could see myself, doing for the next 10 years. And maybe while doing that, I will find something in life. And probably, at least in my country, also, TikTok with the, affiliate thing. It is, for some people, it is very big. There's a big income in there. And I already did it, and I gained some money, and also, like, it's just the sad reality of this world, right? Everything needs money, you know just to live, right? You still need money. You can't escape from money. A lot of people say that money can buy you happiness, but at the very least, money can at least buy you, security, buy you food, buy you a home. And it is the reality, it is the truth. Like, a lot of people, why are you so focused on money? And some people are just ungrateful sometimes, they have they earn more than me, and then they still have a miserable life sometimes. I don't know anyone like that, but somewhere in the world, they just want, maybe 10 cars, maybe, or billions of dollars, worth of cars. Maybe they want to buy a mansion. They're not satisfied with just a normal home. I'm not like that. All I need is a sustainable life. I don't need riches, okay? I want to have the security of a home, maybe a car, and then not having to worry about what's the net food I'm gonna buy, what I'm gonna eat tomorrow. While maybe I can do something, maybe find my passion without worrying about money. But right now, that's the thing that is stopping me. So I really want to quit, but I can't. I'm trapped. And I don't want another job. It doesn't matter the pay. I cannot handle working with another human or working under a company, because working in those places, your effort is sometimes just not worth it. If it's your own business, like, yes, but if it's another human, their business, doesn't matter how far you push, it's you're just another cog in the machine. Now, of course, there's some value to some job out there, of course, like police, firefighters, doctors. There is some valuable job that at least fulfilling. But but even doctors, right? If they're underpaid, and which is a thing in some part of the world, doctors are underpaid, and that is unfortunate. But going back to the topic, yeah, what I plan to do is I need to save money for me to be able to quit my job and survive for at least a year. You know, then I can spend all my time, building myself. And of course, like, it's not like I can't do it right now, but the work sometimes just too much for me to think about. If I can just free my mind from this trash, it'll be a lot of easier, for me to, to work on myself. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is try to save money, but this is probably gonna be the last year where I work. Yeah, I can't stand another year. I need to do something. Something need to be done, and I need to quit this job. By the end of this year, I want to quit. But before I even thinking about quitting, I need to save some money for me to survive, to pay my rent, my groceries, because I have no savings. I know it can be, delusional for me to think that 1 year is all I need. What if I need 2 years, And then, why should I quit my job? Why can't I do both? Why can't I do both? I don't have that answer. Because I just come back home and then, especially nowadays, I'm addicted to doom scrolling. I acknowledge it, I know it's bad to sit on your and just, watching your phone all day, watching brain rot contents, and just endless scrolling through the internet. That is one of the biggest obstacles, maybe stopping me from doing it. Even though, yeah, it's not like my job is 100% affecting, my productivity. Yeah, it's a combination of a lot of things that, yeah, maybe just me, I'm just a lazy human that doesn't matter how struggling I am, doesn't matter how stuck I am. Maybe because of, the cost of thinking that, in my younger days, I have a limited time. Now I'm getting older, like I'm 30 right now. But to be 30, it's starting to creep in, that I don't have a limited time. And because I was living like I said, I don't have a dream, I don't have a plan to follow. If I know what I'm gonna do, then I would probably do it. And then because of that, like I just following the flow of life. Wherever I go, just follow. Okay, I don't have plan, like especially when I'm working here in my dead end retail job. I don't plan for that. And then now I'm here, stuck at this place, in this situation. And then, like I said, my plan right now is to do YouTube and TikTok. I know it's probably delusional, but if I do it right, I'm gonna make some money. I know it sounds delusional. Like again, I said it's delusional to think that I can, make something out of it. But that is the only thing that I can think of. I don't want another job. What I want is to be free. But what's stopping me from doing both, working and doing YouTube? I'm not trying to, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be an influencer or something, but what I want to do is just like this, just talking in front of the camera and then just yapping, and maybe I educate people in something that I know, I don't know, something that I'm experienced, sharing my story, and that's the only thing I can do right now. I cannot think of anything else. And in my previous videos, I promised I would do like a daily uploads, but turns out I am not capable of that, at least right now. Yeah, I need to stop wasting my time. But I'm just a human, it's so hard. I can't understand. So hard. Why can't I be productive? If I was consistently, I did like TikTok, TikTok have like a affiliate where you can sell products, you can sell other people's product and you get a commission. And at least in my country, there's a big money, there's a big, you can't live off of that. That's for sure if you do it right. And I did it, and it's not much, but with little effort, like I was still able to get some income from that. But then I stopped because being consistent is probably the worst. I can't be consistent. I don't know why. I can't keep my mind on one thing, Well, while I'm doing YouTube, right? And then I'm gonna start doing TikTok. And then I'm gonna start doing something else. Apart from just doom scrolling, is that not enough? And then cannot focus on one thing. So I need to get back, do it again. I'm gonna giving a lot of excuses. So I can't do that. I need to keep reminding myself, this is not productive. You can do something else. That I know if I be consistent in, let's say, in the next 3 months of doing YouTube and doing TikTok affiliate, do my video, record, editing. If I be consistent with the right mindset, I'm probably gonna be out of here, I can settle a lot of things. Probably by the end of the year, I'll probably be able to quit my job, something like that. But I just need to focus. You need to remind myself that for the past 30 years, I haven't been doing anything. And I know it's hard, but if I keep going, I know I can be successful, Even right now, like after finish this recording, what's stopping me from just making content, just If I keep doing consistent, and I can make something out of it. But I just gotta keep reminding myself what I'm doing is not productive. I need to change my routine. I need to change what I do. Stop being, lazy. Stop watching Netflix. Start creating, I need to start that. Which is why, even though I haven't found my dream, but at least this is the what I want to do. And like I said, I'm able to picture myself doing this for the next 30 years. And I can't imagine myself going to work again. 1 year is another year in this job. I can't deal with it anymore. I can't deal with another humans. Can't deal with that. You have to answer to your boss. You have to answer to someone. And then you have some people under you that you can't control them. And I have to ask for permission for holidays. How fucked up is life if you have to ask for permission to leave, you know, to live life? You have to ask for permission from another human. That is not a life I picture of living. Which is why I don't agree with, you know, the blueprint of life, going to school, getting a job. The best thing we can do is, the blueprint is probably, and of course, like, you have to finish school, but at least until the level of like high school. But it can't, we should be taught, how to, let's say, chase your dream, not just learning basics, math, science. Of course, it's important, but can we just move it, a little bit for earlier? Like, you don't have to go to university to learn, you know, more advanced subjects. Like, I'm not gonna saying that, the subject that we learn is probably, the basics, math, science, and language. Those are important, but life, living life, how to find a dream, those are, we should add another subject in school, where you teach kids, teenagers, in school time. We need to learn how to live, not just, not just chasing a job and joining another red race and being stuck in the matrix. In school, you should have been taught, how to handle your financial, how to talk to people, a lot of more useful knowledge that you should have in life should have been taught. And like I said, it's not like those normal subjects are not important, but these are more important subjects that should be included. Chasing great. Chasing, those are the first, race that we are living in. You have to get a good grades. If you don't get an A in your subject, you're a failure. That is the first thing we're taught. If you if you can't get a good grade, you're a failure. Get a G. And don't get me wrong, not saying those are not, the subject is not important, but it should be included with other subject. That is way more important. Because even if you, and of course, I'm not gonna say like you don't have to go to school or, but even if you get a G, even if you fail the subject, I'm not saying that you fail in life. I'm just saying that if you put any effort and then you still fail, it's okay. It's not the end of things. It's not the end of life. But that's probably another topic, right? That is another topic because some people just give up, in their study. That's why I say at least until high school, you can learn this, and then we should include another subject, subject about life, how to manage your life, something like that. Maybe for people that are lost, maybe you don't have a dream like me, maybe set up something, to help. And you can't just go to university like pick a random course to take, random piece of paper. It should be aligned with your dream at least, and not just, but some people are fortunate enough, even though they don't have, maybe they don't care, they just wonder where the big money is, and maybe they don't even want to be an engineer, but because it's the big money, then they be engineer, and then they are well paid, they are successful, and those are, don't want to downplay their effort, to get education or something like that. Of course, like those are real effort, you know. I don't want to downplay that. Not saying that. Just that for some people, it doesn't work for them. Going for this, going for another job, 9 to 5, especially. There should be another path that we can take other than that, or just something else that could help with finding our dream and purpose in life. Yeah, so I think that's all I'm gonna say. Like I said, YouTube and TikTok. TikTok affiliate in if I want to, if YouTube I want to do content like this, just talking. Then in TikTok I want to make affiliate. We sell products. In making a video like ads, video editing. That is something that I want to do, and I already did, but just not consistent with it. And at least right now, that is my plan for the rest of my life, at least. I don't know, but I do hope this is gonna be the last year that I work at my dead-end retail job. But the first thing I'm gonna have to do is to get substantial amount of money for me to survive for at least a year. So if I can achieve that this year, then I cannot quit my job. So that's the summary of it. I think that's enough for today. See you in the next video.